When Boney M exploded onto the music scene in the late 1970s with hits like Rivers of Babylon, Daddy Cool, and Ma Baker, the world was captivated by the group's stage presence. At the center of the spectacle was Bobby Farrell, the male member of the group whose dancing, flamboyant outfits, and commanding presence made him the perceived leader of the act. Audiences across Europe and beyond assumed he was the one delivering the deep vocals heard on Boney M's records. But that assumption was incorrect. The real voice behind many of Boney M's signature songs was not Bobby Farrell, but Frank Farian, the group's creator, producer, and a German record executive who remained behind the scenes. Farian not only assembled the group, but also recorded many of the vocals himself in the studio. When the group was formed in 1974, the initial track, Baby Do You Wanna Bump, featured Farian's own voice, pitched both low and high. As the song gained popularity in Europe, he realized a visual front was needed to perform the music live and on television. Thus, Boney M was formed with 4 front members: Liz Mitchell, Marcia Barrett, Maisie Williams, and Bobby Farrell. Liz and Marcia were professional singers and did contribute to the group's vocal sound. But the male voice heard on most of the group's recordings, the unmistakable deep-spoken vocals and occasional baritone melodies, were entirely Farian's. Bobby Farrell was hired for his looks, charisma, and danceability, but he was not used in the studio recordings because Farian believed his voice was not strong enough for the quality he wanted. This revelation remained hidden during the group's peak years. The music industry at the time placed enormous value on image and marketability, and Farian controlled the studio process tightly. While Boney M became an international sensation, selling over 150 million records worldwide, the public remained unaware that the face they saw was not the voice they heard. Farrell toured extensively, performed on television, and appeared in music videos, lip-syncing to Farian's vocals. The truth began to surface years later, particularly when Bobby Farrell started voicing his frustrations about not being allowed to sing on the albums. He admitted that he was never the one performing the studio vocals, although he had performed live for years. Meanwhile, Farian maintained that he made the decision purely for musical reasons, stating that Farrell's voice was simply not right for the recordings. Farian used this same formula later with Milli Vanilli in the late 1980s, leading to one of the most infamous scandals in pop music history when it was revealed that the duo didn't sing on their records. In the case of Boney M, however, the group's legacy remained intact, largely because the group never denied who contributed what once the truth emerged. Ultimately, the lead male singer of Boney M was never the man the audience thought it was. Bobby Farrell brought life to the group's image, but the man delivering the powerful male vocals was never on stage. Frank Farian orchestrated every aspect of the group's sound, shaping one of the most commercially successful acts of the disco era, all while remaining hidden behind the curtain.